That is an entranceway.
I made him move the one waterfall because it wasn't facing the right way. Mr. Garcia can't see it from that room, and that was a big thing, is he better be able to see it from that chair.
Oh my gosh, you were right. It really took off.
This jungle was not here when you last saw it. Having a 4-foot-high waterfall, which we frown on in a flat yard because it's tough. It looks like a volcano, and we're trying to make it look natural.
You got to go underneath the leaf. Welcome to living the aquascape lifestyle. So we are back in Fort Lauderdale with Tony Burnett, PondScapes of Florida. This is our first stop of the day. We actually were out here building this pond 2 years ago. When was it? 2 years ago.
We first started our second location, which is here in South Florida. This was actually our first pond, and we were up against the gun. We had a time crunch. We were on our last day finishing it, and you and Ed were
in town,
up the road filming something, and I reached out and he said, hey, we'll come by. Jumped in here and started throwing some rocks around, and we got it done.
So this is an amazing water feature right here. We're basically in downtown Fort Lauderdale. Check it out. That is an entranceway right there. Listen to that sound. Oh my gosh, you were right. It really took off.
This jungle was not here when you last saw it. We have a maintenance contract with them, so we're here every 2 weeks. So my last visit here, I chopped a lot of this out of there.
Well, I love this lace plant, or what is that? Elephant ear.
How about that guy?
Wow, you can see why it's called elephant ear Carl. Holy cow. We are in Fort Lauderdale, so it gets the water right there. Look at how clear that water is.
And that's how you hide the skimmer.
That's right, you don't see it. And biofalls, which is actually up there.
2,500 biofalls in there. And the small 12-inch aquascape spillway, I don't know if you remember, cut it in half to shove it over there, and it's like another little water spout that pours out. Again, cut the top of it off, and it's in there vertically to the left of the biofalls.
Look at how we got this though, right up against the house and got all of that height. I mean, that is a gorgeous sounding looking waterfall, and it's probably lit up at night like a Christmas tree, huh?
It is. They're only white lights. They wanted to keep like that elegant look. Sure. They didn't want the colored lights. The biggest challenge was he wanted it against the house. We didn't want to put it against the house for moisture issues and other various things here in South Florida. He said, no, that's what I want. Let's do it. But we didn't have a machine here. Some of the larger rocks that were here were not movable by hand. So, what we did, we struggled and drug them up there. All we have is a little tiny jingo just to move some materials. So it was tough getting in here. Now you see it's all grown in. Looks like it's been here for a long time.
It really does. 2 years old, looks like it's been here forever. Love the vegetation. And look, here's the front door. So everybody that comes to this house would 100%, there's not a person alive that wouldn't talk about this water feature. You can't even see it from over here. You can just hear it. I love the ferns growing right into the rocks on the edge. I mean, this is how you soften up a border with stones that are covered by plants, different size rocks. I love the little trickle coming down here. I mean, just so natural. You're going into the jungle. What are you doing?
So they didn't want to see anything here. No wires, anything. And,
of course,
the ponds, the piping and the liner, you're never going to see that anyways, right? But they wanted nothing. We don't want to see the controls for the pump. So here's how you hide all that. Once we move all of this, I don't even know if I can get you through here with your camera. Back against the wall back there.
Oh, yeah.
Controls for the pump, the ion gen. And here's their dosing system down here.
So you want to know how you get clear water? Ion gen for string algae, automatic doser for bacteria treatment, performance, skimmer to handle surface degree, biofalls, and that's the kind of water quality that you'll get.
Always crystal clear. We have never had a water quality issue here ever, and it is in direct sun. This area here is the only part that shades the pond with these plants here.
Yep.
Otherwise, it gets sun all day.
Keep it simple, stupid. Work with Mother Nature, not against her. So that's the front yard.
I think it was a 68-foot Ferretti yacht back here that, if you remember, Greg, when you were here last, it got delivered. They floated it over from Italy.
Not bad.
The owner of the home's out of town a lot. He owns resorts around the world.
And a resort at home.
Yeah, and his home's a resort. Absolutely amazing customer, great guy. This is his office.
Yes.
That's exactly what he told me. He likes to sit out here.
Why not?
As if the water in his backyard wasn't enough, he needed the water feature in the front. This is the New River, which is hooks up directly to the intercoastal. This is his tender boat, so this is how he gets back and forth with his yachts out at sea.
That's what I call living the aquascape lifestyle right there.
It's about a 10-minute boat ride to the ocean.
So what are you taking me to play a round of tennis here?
No, this is like a superstitious thing for me. Every time I'm here, I have to get a simple glass of water. I've never seen anything this cool. Drinkable air. The humidity's so great down here that this thing...
Oh my goodness.
Kills it with water. But they're out of cups.
Uh-oh.
But yeah, it's cold water.
Oh, that is awesome. Drinkable air.
That's it.
There's a first for everything. It's a beautiful street. So we're in Boca?
We are in Boca. These customers reached out for a pondless waterfall. They have a pretty good sized backyard for this type of neighborhood. Real estate's tough to get. Big property here. They have a laid out, very, very nice backyard. Pool and so forth, and they wanted some water to drown out the sound of the highway behind. The privacy wall behind their house you won't be able to see because they grew it all in tropical plantings. And there's a privacy wall there to kind of soften the noise from the road behind them.
But you just built this, huh?
This is only a few weeks old.
Nice, exciting. What I love about this is I see these water features the same time you do. So we just found out in the car this is a pondless waterfall you built a few weeks ago. So is this your first time back since the guys built it?
Yes.
This backyard, I love it. Well, it looks like there's a strategically placed hammock in the foreground, and in the background, we have a pondless waterfall. Well, that definitely breaks the sound of the street, because I don't hear the street. Looks pretty natural for only 3 weeks old.
Yeah, we had quite a challenge here.
Okay.
The homeowner insisted having a 4-foot-high waterfall, which we frown on in a flat yard, because it's tough. It looks like a volcano, and we're trying to make it look natural.
So you bumped it up against the back vegetation, huh?
It's still new, so you have to kind of envision this. Before we did this tropical planting for straight across, we asked him, look, you want it this high, we want to cut it into there and make it wider, so eventually this jungle grows back over the sides.
Yeah.
We're trying to eventually hope that it does look like it's coming out of the woods where you can't see where it actually starts.
Yes.
So it is new. When it was finished, the sides were mulched and it was softened a little more. He did not want the mulch, so he said, get the mulch out, I just want all gravel. That's what he wanted. We pulled all the mulch out, put the gravel in. They were happy with it. This was the first time I got to see it. The white rock that was in it, they wanted Florida capstone for their whole project, which raised the price significantly. Very expensive, so we decided we would use the lesser expensive Okeechobee rock, and we thought these different Florida capstones, there's only 9 of them in here, to create what they wanted to see without breaking the budget. This one here is a capstone. That's a capstone, and the other ones that look like that. And we wanted to use these because of the way that it has the pockets in it. So as the water falls in here, see how it works its way around and goes through here. And even the bottom rock down there, it splits it up. So instead of just a single waterfall like we did up there, which is fine, we wanted to move the water more so it looked more natural, in a creek or a river where the water etched its way through the rocks. We were able to do that. We jokingly call them overpriced rocks. So we only bought a few of the overpriced rocks and then used all the lesser expensive ones to make it work. It kept it within the budget and they loved it.
So originally they were thinking over here or something, huh? But it would look like a volcano.
To be up there.
Okay.
But there was no way of doing it. So when we mentioned, we said, hey, have your gardener cut us a chunk out of the woods. And he cut a 20 by 20 square and we showed up and that's what it was. I mean, it looked like a machine came through here and cut out 20 by 20.
So what would a project like this entail? So you've got aqua blocks all underneath here. You got 2 pumps. What do you have?
So this can't stick out any further into the yard. So the vault underneath here with the aqua blocks is actually under the whole feature.
Okay.
So it only comes to about here to the front and it goes 8 feet that way. There's 2 PondScape 5,000 to 9,000 pumps in here. There's a spillway on each side. There are adjustable pumps that they have set up on the Wi-Fi. They have a ton of colored lights in here.
Nice.
I have not seen the colored lights ever on. We showed them how to work them in the daytime. We've never seen them at night. I believe it was a 3-day project. 4 of us working on it. The equipment was the hardest thing. We had a 50-inch opening in the gate. So we had a microscopic excavator here to help set the
Yes.
rocks, which was useless, and a long run back and forth from the road to get all the rocks back here. There's 13 tons of boulders in here. A lot of them you can't see because we had to build this ridiculous retaining wall around the back.
Yeah,
Up.
it looks fantastic for being 3 weeks old. So what would a total investment with all of the stone, the rock work, the pumps, the filters, lights, everything all in for a project like this from PondScapes?
I believe 32,000 mostly.
I'm telling you right now, it's not an inexpensive investment, but what else could you put in the yard for $30,000 that first of all fits the house and the scale of the house? You see it from all the way back here, that would make this much of an impact. I don't think you could.
They wanted no maintenance. He doesn't even want to water these flowers. So when we put everything in, we cut his irrigation lines on each side and talked with his guy there that does that. He put new irrigation heads in. When they leave town, they live in Queens, New York as well. The irrigation heads will help keep all the plants watered. The system runs on its own. There's nothing to do with it. There's an automatic fill valve. They can leave here for weeks at a time and have nothing to worry about. Move the one waterfall because it wasn't facing the right way. Mr. Garcia can't see it from that room, and that was a big thing, is he better be able to see it from that chair, so we had to turn the one waterfall to face there.
Well, can you? Are you enjoying this?
Yeah. And they saw me. I'd be snooping around the yard, sitting down looking at different angles. I'd be sitting in his chair over here, and they probably thought I was just making myself at home, but there's a method to the madness, making sure that...
Well, I'm gonna go down here. So this is your chair, huh? And that's the view. So you're happy with this?
Very cooperative, do more than what he's supposed to do it, And he accomplished with everything he promised. That's the most important in business.
And you really enjoy it at night with the lights?
Yeah. With the light, it's much better. The view is nice now.
Yeah.
In the night time, because you see all over the properties lights, but over there we have color lights that change.
This never gets old for me. I love seeing how people are incorporating decorative water features into their life. If you're interested in living the aquascape lifestyle yourself, check out the link below to find a certified aquascape contractor by you. I love my job.